Good evening, folks. Welcome to Everyday KT number 95. 5 more till we hit the big 1-0. So, pretty happy about that. I am going to warn you, dogs in the house running around. So, more often, or more likely than not, you're going to see the moose of a dog that I have running around here in the house. So, first things first, as you know, today, I told you yesterday it was my daughter's birthday today, so it was a bit nuts. And yeah, it didn't drive me to drink, but this isn't hurting, so I'm just going to borrow this for a sec. So, as the title indicates, today we're going to expand a little bit on failure. Now, the concept of failure is to not succeed at whatever it is you're doing. But I want you to think of it a little bit differently. And a story I got to tell about that. So, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, before the Brotherhood, before the kilts, before all this other stuff, I started out doing a bunch of web design. I had a little bit of money kicking around. So I decided to start a company. And it's the same one that eventually morphed into the Brotherhood of the Kilt. But I didn't know anything about kilts, so I decided that I was going to build a rental property website. A lot of the real estate websites had just kicked off, and I built a site called renthousefinder.com. So what happened? It was going great. I built the website, things were going okay. Wasn't having any problems, was actually making some good money. Spent a good amount of money on advertising, PR, marketing, stuff like that. But what happened? Rent.com happened. I think somebody bought Rent.com. And all of a sudden, all of the efforts that I had done, everything that I had spent all that time and energy doing, vanished instantly. All my revenue went to zero. Everybody went to Rent.com. And the whole thing went up in smoke. So, yeah, his name's Dallas, but he's as big as a moose, as you saw. So, from a business perspective, it was a failure. But, and failure strictly in a financial state of mind, because I didn't make any money on it all of a sudden. So, what happened is, I look at it from a different perspective. Not from the, did I completely fail and everything went to hell in a handbasket? From the, okay, what did I learn how to do? What did I understand? And what things did I get from that I can utilize on another project? All of the web development skills that I learned, all the PR stuff, all the marketing stuff that I figured out while trying to do that are what enabled the Brotherhood of the Kilt to become now a 10-year-old global organization. So that failure, if you will, was a means to propel me to succeed in this. So, there's a lot of different ways you can explain it, find the good and the bad, find the silver lining, all of that crap. But the guts of this entire concept is that if you don't fail, that means you didn't try hard enough. You didn't do what it is you were trying to do hard enough. If you go through your whole life and never fail, then what did you do? You did the same thing you've been doing your entire life. Yay! I know how to spell the. Let me write the 6,000 million times. Yeah, you're real good at it. Big deal. What's the next word in the sentence? If you never look at that next word and try to figure out, well, the what? You don't know. You never tried. So you couldn't fail, but you also couldn't learn from that error. Now, applying that to the kilted universe. Well, you've got two sides of that coin. You've got the kilt wearers and you've got the kilt makers. The kilt wearers. All of us, every single one of us, did something wrong the very first time we wore the kilt. Now, it could have been like big wrong where, you have the pleats in the front, or you left your basting stitch in. Or it could have been a subjective wrong, where you had a Argyle vest with a Prince Charlie jacket, or you were wearing a formal sporran with Converse Chucks, which is subjective wrong, which I don't care about. Some people do, some don't. It's a taste thing. So you did those things, and more often than not, somebody told you that, hey, check this out, think about this. If it's the pleats in the back thing, that's huge. If it's the basting stitch thing, huge again. I've even seen one person try to put his apron on backwards, where most tartan kilt construction has one strap on your left, two straps on the right. And the outer apron goes from left to right over the front. They actually tried to do it the other way. How it worked, I have no earthly idea. They got it to work, but it did. Don't have a clue how. So, from a kilt wearing perspective, once you find that wrong, that failure, well, you push on it. And that's the wearing part of it. But then you've got the how to wear a kilt. And we've been talking about how to wear a kilt and but how to address the wearing of the kilt publicly. 95 episodes. If you sit down on a cold meadow bleacher wrong in a kilt, you learn really, really damn fast how not to do that. How to use a kilt in the bathroom. How to use a kilt in the porta potty. Dogs in kilts. We've talked about that once or twice. All of the different things, snowblowers and kilts, leaf blowers, all these different things where there is a success and failure. Success is you did it right, yay. Failure is you either weren't told or you got to learn what that thing is. And once you figure that out, you can move on to the next, I'm not going to say more advanced theories of kilt wearing, as it were, but you know what I mean. So that's all about the wearing of the kilt. Now, where the failure notion comes into play a lot more is the business end of kilt. You have your kilt makers, you have your kilt vendors, you have your suppliers, you have all manner of different issues. You have to have marketing, you have to have PR, you have to have good quality products, you have to have available supply when you need it. I'll tell you, the one place where success and failure in kilt making is painfully expensive is leather kilt making. Anyone who's worked with leather, you get a stitch in the wrong spot, there's a hole in that kilt that you can't undo. Kilt, the leathers, you got to cut that piece out, start over again. So you're screwed there. So failure is not, like I said, not what everybody thinks it is. Failure means you suck, you can't do it, you can't do it now, you can't do it in the future, you're never going to be able to do it, you're never going to succeed, you're never going to make anything of yourself. I call BS all day long on that. I think it was Einstein, maybe Ben Franklin, I don't remember which one. One of them said, failure is just learning another way not to do something the way you want it. Now think about that. If you're failing, say you're trying to open a door. It's very simple. You turn the knob one way, you pull. Well, what if it's a push door? Well, you tried, and you didn't succeed at your goal, but you did succeed in learning how something does not work. So you don't have to do that again. If you like your cheeseburgers cooked medium rare, and you wind up leaving the thing on too long, you failed at making the burger the way you want it, but you learned that if you leave the burger on the grill for more than 3 minutes, it's not going to be the way you want it. So you succeeded in understanding how not to do the thing that you do. Business of kilting, there are, I don't know, maybe even 100 different kilt vendors out there. I've lost count. Every one of them is different in how they build their kilts, how the architecture of the kilt, the materials, the weave, even the dies. Every one of those things is different, and every one of those plays into the mix that may or may not be the success of that company. And those that fail have one of two choices. They either close up shop, walk away, done, I'm out, or they say, okay, my public, my community, my customers do not like this thing. Okay, ask them, what do you like? All right, you like a kilt with the king ease pleats, but you don't like the reverse kick pleat at the end. You want it to go the other way. Okay, so you change. You've learned how not to make money. So, change. Make money. No. Nathan, I'm not even going to get into the whole Patriots thing. They were just playing around. Patriots for the Super Bowl, for those of you who don't know, the Patriots, they had an awesome tactic. They spotted the other team 3 touchdowns and waited until the second half before they even tried to win it. And they did. So, I'm not even going to get into that one anymore. So, the failure. You understand what not to do, how not to do something. It's really easy to read a book and say, well, if you do these 5 things, you're going to be successful. What it doesn't tell you is the 1,000 different things that author tried before he got to those 5. And he's trying to give you the shortcut. That's why all of these, 12 steps to awesome ROI on whatever investment, 15 things to maximize your money in whatever. All crap. All of it. Because what it does is it gives you the lesson, it gives you the success, or tries to sell you the success without the experience. So you learn, if you push A, B, and C in that order, it will do something for you. But doesn't understand that there are 5 or 6 other things that needed to happen in order for A, B, and C to work. So you get the result, but you don't understand the process by which you get that result. So that's where the whole concept of the failure is actually a good thing, because you understand what not to do. You understand the process. You understand the how to correctly pleat to the stripe your kilt, so that when you put the kilt on, every stripe follows the pleat perfectly. Because you sat there and you fought with it 4 different times. Because you were pleating and pleating and pleating, and you thought you were following the right pattern across, but as you go look at the bottom of those pleats, you realize that you're on the wrong thread. And you're like, crap, so you have to undo it all, and go back again, and keep going. Or for the bagpipers out there, I've tried countless times, and I can't get the fingerings right. I just haven't practiced enough, because I've not done the effort. I haven't put in the time to understand and go through that journey and understand that if you do it this way, it works. If you do it the other way, it doesn't work. If you blow into the chanter a certain way, you get the right sound, but if you don't, you get the wrong sound. That's the quote-unquote failure that everybody's like, oh no, you failed. Stop. Don't do it again. You're going to fail again. It's that perseverance that we've talked about over and over and over, that confidence and that belief that, you know what, I'm not doing that right today, but I'm going to do it better tomorrow. And give me 2 months, and I'll do it the way it should be done. Or you give me 6 months, or whatever it takes to learn whatever it is you're trying to do, to succeed the way that you want to succeed, without the failure, without the loss, without the lack of success. How to get to where you want to be. Just keep going. Bust your ass. Work, work, work. No shortcuts. Make it happen. See, right there, Nathan. He's been practicing his caber toss for years. That's what it takes. You keep doing it. Because every failure is just another way not to do it. And just keep it up. So, when you look at failure, don't think that it's a negative. Because it's not. Every great invention, every great everything that's ever come up, it's either been a blatant accident. It's like, oh, look, There's yeast and water in a corn barrel. Let's drink that. Oops, there's beer. But everything else, it's time, it's effort. It's going wrong result to wrong result to wrong result to wrong result until you get the right result. And that right result is the one you want. That doesn't mean all the other ones are failures. That just means they're not the one you're looking for. So, there you go. That's why failure is not a bad thing. And failure should not give you that feeling of, oh, I don't want any part of that. Because you bust your ass and you push through that. You say, oops, I dropped the caber on my foot today. Let me go heal up. Tomorrow I'll come back and I'll try again. Maybe a little shorter caber, maybe a little bit lighter this time because, you skipped leg day more than once. And you just can't get that thing moving the way you want it. So the sheaf and the weight over the bar do suck, Nathan, I agree. But that's part of the games. And those are things that you have to continue not to meet your goal and not to succeed at until you get it. Oh, Nathan wants number 408. So I wasn't even going to go there, but he's jumping the gun. So let's see what we got today. So in closing, failure is only a bad thing if you let it be. If you consistently look at failure as something that you do not want, then you will not be able to push forth to reach the next level of whatever it is you're doing, that goal or that success that you're trying to get, because you're not willing to put yourself out there and you're not willing to have that that confidence in yourself to actually make it happen. So he said 408. So I want to see what he had on his mind. Oh, we've been over this one a couple of times, but I'll do it again. So Kiltology number 408, appreciation, which kind of goes hand in hand with what we've been talking about today, because in order to gain wisdom and knowledge from failure, you have to appreciate the effort and time that you put into failing. You built that thing out of capsella wrong, and the wires were crossed. Whoop, cross the wires, it'll work again. You understand. The erector set robot that you built fell over on itself. Why? Well, because you didn't tighten the 3 screws that hold the whole structure up. Now you know. So, appreciation. Volume 2. Appreciate your friends, family, and those you care for. It will be paid back to you in spades. If it is a kiltie you appreciate, it may be paid back in scotch and haggis. And if you are lucky, that bottle of scotch will still be full. I actually think I've read this once before, but you know what? That's fine, because if not for appreciation, I wouldn't be standing here today. If not for the appreciation I get from all of you, those of you who watch these videos, comment, react, those of you who win free cool stuff, if not for that appreciation from you for what I'm trying to do, I wouldn't be standing here 95 episodes into Everyday KT. So tomorrow, Monday night, and I think we got a few months before Monday Night Football kicks off, so I won't be interrupted too many times. It'll be 96, 4-day countdown until number 100. And I'm going to say this, Everyday KT number 100 is supposed to be on Friday. I don't see that happening. So I'm going to probably give some kind of short in the middle of the day thing, and Everyday KT 100 will be on Saturday night. So, until then, be strong, put a kilt on. Do me a favor and share this video with any of your friends or anybody else who seems to be a little down in the dumps and think that they're not doing what it is that they need to succeed. And, most people may not get what they need out of it, but it only takes one. And hopefully, somebody who really needs a good swift kick in the pants to get out there and push past whatever it is they think they're failing at and actually succeed. Be strong. Put a kilt on. I'll see you tomorrow night.